Hey, 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 everyone. Happy Wednesday. As you guys are jumping in, would love to see where you're coming in from. If you can pop it in the chat for us, because we typically have people all over Canada, all over the US. We sometimes have India. We sometimes have Europe and Australia. And it is always fun to see where you're tuning in from. So my name is Jennifer Piper Kennedy, and I am your token Canadian today, who's here to talk to you guys a little bit about the confusion around collagen. So we're going to have some fun today. And my co-pilot here, see how I did that, is Dr. Phil Sledz, who actually is a pilot and also works as a functional medicine and works a side business as well, doing what I do, and is a very, very busy person. So whenever two busy people can connect and do this, we're always super excited. And Dr. Phil lives in Austin, Texas. So, and I am in Kamloops, BC, Canada. So as you guys are jumping in, I can see your comments. Oh, I see Charleston, South Carolina. I was just in, you guys, we have Savannah, which is literally 20 minutes away from me. And then there's Savannah, Georgia. And every time I go to say Savannah, Georgia, I always mix it up because of where we are, which is so funny. So I was just in Savannah, Georgia for on Friday and did like a 24 hours fun day there. So I see Haida Gwy in the house, Pigeon Lake, Charleston. I love it. So you guys, who here is confused about collagen? Because I can tell you, I have been promoting this brand for the last almost 6 years. And even 6 years ago, you guys, we were like the only game in town. We pioneered collagen. We are the collagen bandwagon. We, launched it, promoted it. We have always tons of other, I would say copycats and people trying to kind of mimic what we've done. And, it can be confusing. And there's so many different types of collagen. And sometimes I'll see people say, like, we have 28 kinds of collagen, and we have this and we have this. And, a lot of times to the consumer, like me, like I am not Dr. Phil. That's why I got him here. But to the consumer, it's confusing. And we're actually going to read some labels for you guys and help you be a more discerning consumer reading those labels and talk about the differences. So I'm really excited about this, you guys. We've done a lot of things like this, Dr. Phil and I, but this is kind of the first one where we're actually pulling labels and reading them aloud with you so that you guys can kind of see what to look for, what is maybe fluff, what isn't a thing that you need to be concerned about, and what actually works. So I am excited about that. So Dr. Phil, how's things where you are?
Great. Thanks, Jen. Oh, thanks for the great introduction. Always humbling. It's great having you on the live. I love doing these with you. You're so insightful, so knowledgeable. For those of you who are watching this on my timeline, Jen Piper Kennedy, very knowledgeable, very experienced in the world of business. She owned a grocery store and a clothing store and a Sears all at once. And so she knows the world of commerce. She knows the world of business. She knows about consumerism, and she knows a lot about a lot of things. So it's tremendous having her here to bring her insight. So when we're talking about consuming things and putting things in our body, I can go into some of the safety nuances that I look for, because as a doctor, we first do no harm. That's our oath that we take. And we both, Jen especially, and we both want you guys to have value. We want to go through some labels. We want to read some labels to you. And we're going to just go on. We're going to talk about the verbiage today about how things are worded, which can sound good. They can sound like, wow, when you read this sounds pretty good. This sounds like a benefit I may want. And we'll really go into, we'll give you an example of what it's not saying, or maybe some of the things it's leaving out that we want to know. Because other products in the anti-aging area, we're talking about collagen and hyaluronic acid, can make these things if they have the science to back it up. So
I love it.
Thanks again.
Yeah, and I just think too that a lot of times it's just marketing, right? Like I think, that's something that I actually feel is a skill that I've had to develop over the last 25 years of being in business. But a lot of times it's confusing because it's really great marketing, but it almost like sways you into thinking a certain way, and it might not even be a thing that you need or a thing that's important. And so we really want to talk to you about that today so that hopefully you all will be able to read labels a little bit better and help you to decide what is important for you. So I want to start with all women's favorite, maybe not favorite topic, aging, right? I think our favorite topic about that would be anti-aging, but aging in general. And let's start with that, because I mean, why people are attracted to supplements, collagen, anything that that you're putting on topically is truly to age gracefully, right? To feel, I would say, like, I want to feel like me. I'm going to look older every stage of the way. I want to feel like me and kind of look my best self and feel my best self as long as I can. So, like, what causes us to age to start with?
All right, and that's the best way to put it. We're all into we're talking about anti-aging, and we're really into pro-aging, right? We're all about feeling and looking our best at any age, because that's the truth. We're all aging. We want to keep the wisdom, and we just want to look and feel our best at any age. And when you ask that question, what is aging? This is essentially two things. One is that we're rusting, okay, and the other one's we're dehydrating. So rusting and dehydrating. And rusting, when I hear that, it's like people go, well, we mean like a nail, something like that? Kind of like a nail. Yeah, that's where we see oxidation happen. That's what rust is. But another example of that is if you cut open an apple or an avocado or a banana, and it exposes to air. That's the oxygen in the air affecting and impacting those tissues. We need oxygen. It's important for energy. It's important to keep our cells alive. It's actually helpful in our aging experience, but there's some byproducts when we metabolize it. When it metabolizes with other things, that it causes this kind of rusting breakdown effect. That's what we're talking about here. So you negate that with antioxidants mainly. That's one thing you do. So you want to prevent the rusting. And number two, like I said, we're dehydrating. So when we dehydrate, we're losing water. Okay, so it's important to not only drink water and put as many things that hydrate your body into your body. Electrolytes are important. That's important because those can provide the things in your body, that's right, to hold and pull water in tissues, but also hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is so critical because that holds hydration in critical tissues in your body. So that hyaluronic acid holds up to 1,000 times its own weight in water in critical tissues. So it's holding water in your gums, in your skin, and the dermis layer mainly, in your joints as something called synovial fluid, which is a super slick joint healing, joint repairing fluid, but also acts like a fluid cushion. And when we lose it, we start to feel stiff. And that stiffness can kind of feel a little bit like limbs getting heavy initially. One example of that. But that's basically it in a nutshell. Rusting, hydrating. We want to do things that counteract that. Yeah.
So as we age, we rust, we dehydrate. And I will say, so prior to, I was aligned with a skincare cosmetic company. And I will tell you, like, I used great skincare, what I thought would be great skincare. And for me, the difference actually in taking the supplement we're going to talk about today, I've been aging in reverse, taking this internally versus just putting it on my face. And it was interesting. And most of my clients who've trusted me with this product, a lot of my friends who have used it, it was super interesting to kind of watch the difference in the aging. So, we're going to talk a lot about the hyaluronic acid, about that. But like back to the, the health and beauty industry, like I always kind of hear this and we joke about it, but it's like there's a dirty little secret that the health and beauty industry really isn't telling us. And again, this is about being a discerning consumer and learning what you're using. But let's start with that.
Absolutely, Jen. It's funny because it's like little because it's like a secret, don't talk about, but it's really big. It's a big thing that they're still not talking about or acknowledging because, again, the consumers want to go out and they buy, and we get programmed to buy certain things. And we hear buzzwords. We hear collagen, we want to go buy it because we think skin, we think joints. When we hear hyaluronic acid, same thing. We see it out there with a myriad of companies out there. The big secret, though, that they still are not talking about is that collagen and hyaluronic acid, but collagen, very big molecules. These are huge on a molecular. You can't see it visibly. Just because it's in a liquid doesn't mean it's small, does not mean it is. It has to be modified. This is what they're not talking about. Because again, if you're buying it and you're just going out there and buying, why would they? Why would they say anything? Because they don't have to, because the consumers are just going, oh, I'm going to go do that. Really not without all the knowledge. So they're hiding that piece of information. Whereas that was known from the beginning, back when this was kicked off and revolutionized, that the absorption was the issue. So getting it shrunk down, we're not making up these numbers here. We say 150 to 200 times. These are actually measured numbers that you can take from the way collagen appears in an animal source. So if you're taking it from some outside source, to the size that you need to shrink it so that you can absorb it when taken orally or use topically on your skin, 150 to 200 times. It has to be made smaller. Otherwise, it has to be injected. So the medical community, people who are smart, they know that. That's why they say, oh, no, it doesn't work. You can't use it topically. You can't take it internally because it has to be injected, until they see the information about the right size and the right, what we call molecular weight. It just means size. That's all. So you take the right size. Otherwise, we're pooing it out.
Right. Yeah.
Going out through the bowel.
Yeah. Expensive. Very expensive.
Expensive toilet water is what we're having,
right?
In a way. So I got to try. You said you're the comedian. I got to try. I'm not going to do the best jokes. So. But
yeah. And, I think that's a thing. And again, I would think that most women, most people in general, and I say women all the time, but let us be real. Men are using anti-aging supplements and topicals as well. Like, it's not just a girl thing anymore, for sure. But yeah, I think that most people don't realize that. And so they're using something and maybe not getting the results that they want. And they're like, what the heck, right? And I think most of us are familiar with hyaluronic acid. And I know that that's a plumper and that helps your skin. But, you think you're using a collagen topical. And again, if that is too big, think when you say 150 to 200 times we shrink it, that is a huge molecule. So it's just kind of like not doing anything. And I always remember one of the things that I love about the supplement that we both use and we're talking about today. And make sure you guys are staying on to the end, because there's actually we never put this stuff on promo, like literally Black Friday, and that is it. So make sure you hear at the end about the promo. But it's actually absorbed right sublingually under your tongue as well. So like that just shows how small that molecule is, which is great.
And that's something great to say right off the bat. If you're comparing and contrasting, is that a claim that brand X could make, whatever that brand is? Oh. And to my knowledge, there's only one brand that can do that. But yeah.
I love it. Okay, so like I said at the beginning, sometimes people are like, we have 28 types of collagen, and we have sometimes I'll read something and I'm like, I didn't even know that whatever number this was, that was a thing. So let's talk about how many types of collagen there are, but also more importantly, what are the big ones, and what's the best one for us to use to get results?
Right. It's funny. So I love doing searches on Google because I want to see if I didn't have all this knowledge, what would I discover if I typed this in? If I was going to be Dr. Google, right? That's where a lot of people go. So there's 28 different types of collagen, and I think they'll probably keep discovering more. So don't be surprised if we get into the 30s. However, and when you Google the main types of collagen, I guarantee you're probably going to see something contradictory slightly to what I'm going to say. Slightly, meaning they say there's 5. Lots of times these ads, these companies say that there's the 5 main types, but there's disagreement as to which 5 those are. Right. And so it's like, well, no wonder there's so much confusion around this. It's really not not 5 main types. It's actually 3 main types. So types 1, 2, and 3. Types 1, 2, and 3 are the 3 main types. If you want to write that down, I'd write that down, and then I'd write equal sign, put an approximate sign next to that, 90% of your body's collagen. So 90% of your body's entire collagen network are types 1, 2, and 3. Everything beyond type 3, which would be 4, 5, 10.
That's 28. Yeah, the other 25 types make up 10%.
10%. And they'll still keep discovering more types that are still going to find you fit in that 10% because they found the main types. The main types are 1, 2, and 3. And how they break down, again, there's disagreement. I see this on the site. It's like, no wonder people are so confused. Types 1 and 3, primarily for hair, skin, and nails. Types 1 and 3. There is a little bit of type 2 in there too, in all those tissues, but predominantly hair, skin, nails, types 1 and 3. Type 2, which is a big one missing from most collagen formulas, is found in joints and connective tissue. So when you hear connective tissue, what's that? That's discs. ligaments, tendons, your fascia, all these things. When you have injuries and you hurt and ache, they get damaged. They get micro tears, things like that.
Gums?
Those are the main 3 types. So the 3 types, not 5, not 28, but the main 3 types, 90%, type 1, 2, and 3.
So again, when you guys are looking at that label, if you don't see type 2, you're not going to get the benefits. And again, we're going to read some labels. We're going to, we might actually pull one up pretty quick here. Do some, they're not able to make the claims about joints, right? And so that what I kind of love is, again, Victoria just said type 2 is the jewel. And as we age, type 2 is the most important. Like, to me, I'm just like thinking like that, because I want healthy joints. Because again, everything else is a benefit for sure. But if your joints are not in good shape, that is going to, you're rusting and dehydrating. It's going to be even worse with that. So I always look for type 2. And again, I think that a lot of times we get confused because people think that those other 25 types, there's something there. So I think that that's really important. So types 1, 2, and 3 make up 90% of our collagen. Type 2 is key for joints, connective tissue, gums, and absorption. Okay. So those are our main points so far, you guys. Okay. The main points so far. I love it. Okay. Let's talk one more thing and let's read a label, because I got some labels here. Okay. Gotcha. So claims. Let's talk claims, because I live in Canada, right? And for this product we sold on a Canadian website, and be able to actually say what we're saying, I think there was 37 clinical studies, all sorts of research and science that had to actually be able to back those claims. So, you can't just say something. But let's talk a little bit about claims. So what is one claim that would basically help any collagen product stand out from the rest?
Absolutely. If there's one thing that I can say is using the word proven. Write it down, underline it. Proven to, and then after that, because that is a super high level of scrutiny by all the ministries of health, or FDA. So in the United States here, we have the FDA. In Canada, it's I believe the Ministry of Health. Yeah. European countries have their own equivalent to like a Ministry of Health. Proven to. So for me, the first thing is proven to elevate types 1, 2, and 3, because that's 90% of your collagen. Yeah. So proven to elevate, and then other proven to claims. And again, when you look at labels, when you read labels, we want you to be, discerning label readers here. You want to look, are they putting that on there? Can they make that claim? Can they say it publicly on a recorded video or some kind of thing that says stay power on the internet? Because that's where it can be scrutinized, because you're held to that. Proven.
I love it. Okay. So I'm going to pull up one label. Okay. So this is from a different, we're not going to say any names. We're not here to bash anyone, but, we really just want to teach you how to, be discerning. So this is, again, I won't say the name, but it is an advanced type 1 collagen. And they say with superfood antioxidant support. So the immediate benefit, increased hydration, antioxidants, and lean muscle mass support. Long-term, you can look and feel healthy and renewed, plus improved stability for hair, skin, and I don't know what amp means. Skin and...
Maybe a typo. Yeah.
Maybe a typo. Nails. They need to fix their typo.
Yeah.
And again, so, and it's like what makes ours different. So they're saying the synergy of our product ingredients with 10 grams of protein, collagen, L-citrulline, biotin, and hyaluronic acid that all work together to provide added support for your body. The description is type 1 collagen to support healthy bones, muscles, organs, skin. As we age, collagen begins to wane, yes. And this helps your body maintain its collagen levels, and enjoy all the benefits that come with it. So that's what I could find on one. So let's talk a little bit about that later.
Let's talk about that, Jen. That's great. So, right, when you read this, it can, looking at this like, wow, okay, increased hydration, lean muscle mass support, antioxidant. Okay, this could be good, but increased hydration, that can be technically anything with a liquid, truthfully. So you got to understand, we're getting in the weeds a little bit here, because these are supplements, and supplements are not really regulated in the United States like a drug. They don't have that quality assurance. Canada, they have a much higher level. Europe, they have a higher level too. So we have to, if we really want to see benefits, they should be able to say specific things in the claims. Okay, so increased hydration, we can drink water, we could, so is there anything that really makes it stand out? Not really when I'm reading that. The long-term benefits that you talked about, look and feel healthy and renewed. Again, not really specific there. Plus improved stability for hair, skin, and nails. So stability. Okay, well, is that what we're looking for? Are we looking for something that could say proven to decrease wrinkles, decrease fine lines, or improve stability? And so you guys, kind of see what we're getting at here. There's a lot of vaguity here, and it's nothing really specific. And then the other thing, talking about what makes ours different, well, they've got some amino acids, L-citrulline, some biotin, which is a B vitamin, hyaluronic acid. Again, going back to what we said earlier, that has an absorption issue because it has to be shrunk in order for it to work in your body periodically. Sounds good, but period, in order to get that to work, HA, you have to have it shrunk. Amino acids, it's nice. We can add that in. There's a lot of ways we can get amino acids from a lot of different products. So, so far, I'm not seeing anything that really stands out, for support for the body. This last part that they talked about here, used to support healthy bones, muscles, organs, skin, and more. Okay, so support. Again, they're not making anything where you can say proven to, decrease this, decrease that. We'll talk about that here in a second. This product here helps your body maintain collagen levels, okay, and enjoy all the benefits that come with it. So, it's helping your body maintain that. Is it really, maintain? Is that elevating? Because when we're taking these collagen products or HA products, we really are hoping in our mind, we're buying it with the intention of an elevation, proven to elevate. So again, nothing really specific here, just going into that label, but it can sound good. When you read it, you're like, wow, this could be exciting.
Yeah. What's the deal with the protein? Someone's asking.
Amino acids. So maybe they could be a little bit more specific, but I'll just, go out there. I'll just say this about the amino acids, because I think we had that in our little slide earlier. When it comes to amino acids, which are basically just the smaller portions of protein, we can't really assemble collagen. Collagen's like a rope. Think of it like a rope with these twisted protein fibers. We can't really assemble and make collagen with just amino acids. Amino acids, we can really support, or I should say, decrease the breakdown of our collagen. They're helpful in that capacity. But if we want to significantly elevate, so that's really, I think, the key phrase here, significantly elevate, we need to take collagen and animal protein in a small ingestible form that we can absorb. So the amino acids, they can help. That's what I would call, a collagen support ingredient or collagen support product, but it's not going to, you can't just take amino acids from protein and woo, we got this high elevation in collagen levels.
Okay. I love it. Okay. So, I love it. So I have ours here too, if we want to jump in at any time, because I can always read some of the things. But again, I lean on the science. Like, I love those 37 clinical studies. Actually, for anyone watching, you can reach out to whoever shared this with you. We've got actually this really cool document that breaks down those studies and talks about like the purpose of each one. So, I'll just grab my bottle right here. And I live in Canada. So the benefit of here is we have, again, this Health Canada governing body that really protects us with our products. And for us to even put any of this on the bottle, the studies that had the proof had to be in hand to do this. So on the very front, it just talks about helps to maintain healthy skin, helps to relieve joint pain associated with osteoarthritis of the hip and the knee. But on the back is like all of the things. So we talked about those two. It maintains the body's ability to metabolize nutrients, development of bones, cartilage, teeth, and gums, helps in wound healing, provides antioxidants that help protect cells against cell damage caused by free radicals. It helps to reduce the number of deep wrinkles, ladies. Helps to release the number of deep wrinkles, ladies. Helps reduce the fine facial lines and wrinkles. Helps improve skin elasticity. Helps increase, not maintain, increase collagen content in the skin. Helps promote healthy collagen production. Woo! That was a lot on there. And again, there's more to all of this, you guys. And if you're watching and you want info, I'm telling you that one document that breaks down all the studies is really, really cool for anyone who, especially if you love this stuff and you're really wanting to be discerning about it. So I love it. Should we do another label or?
Right. Jen, yeah, and I'll just say added here in the States, the things that we can say are proven to decrease joint discomfort, proven. Okay, so you can say that joint discomforts, that's hurts, aches, things like that. Proven to reduce stiffness. So proven to reduce stiffness. That's not like will help maintain your joints. That's not like it will just support the joints. We're saying proven to reduce these things. This is huge. So again, finding things that can say that. Also, like Jen said, proven to reduce fine lines, creases, and wrinkles. Again, going back to clinical studies. So yeah.
And the only difference between like Canada and the US really is, like, to me, it's almost the legality of it, like what we can say based on the studies. It's just a little bit different, but you guys, it's the same thing. we just have to make sure that we're being compliant with all of that, which is okay. So let's talk.
Weird change as we cross borders.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I live in Canada. Okay, I'm going to pull up another label. How about? Good?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, I got it. This is why I wear my glasses.
Yeah, me too.
Does hyaluronic acid not help with your eyes as well?
Yes.
I remember that.
Was that a question?
I think it does.
Yes, it does. So it makes up a lot of the vitreous humor of the eye. It's a large constituent of the vitreous humor, so HA, and it helps with the tearing mechanism. So the thing that maintains moisture. So you have an eyelid that doesn't stick to your eye or irritate your eye with dryness. That's largely due to hyaluronic acid. As we lose hyaluronic acid, we can't hold the water in those areas back of the eye for the vitreous humor, but also through the tearing mechanism as well. So, yep.
And I just had to get glasses at age 51. And when I was in there, I was actually asking him. So I fully believe that being on this has delayed that for me, because I was asking him, he's like, you were on the outside, because most people, well before that. So that's exciting. Okay. Label number 2, company number 2, product number 2. Turn back time with collagen peptides designed for head to toe anti-aging support. This naturally derived collagen blend promotes youthful looking skin and thick, healthy hair so you can look and feel your best. Benefits: supports whole body anti-aging effect, visibly decrease the appearance of lines, wrinkles, discoloration, effects of sun damage, promotes firm and supple skin. Collagen matrix provides head to toe support, including eyes, nail, hair, and gums. Oh, no joints. No joints on that one. And I'm just going to say, I think that is, that's the only one for that. Okay, so that's number 2. So let's dissect that and talk a little bit about that.
Let's talk about it for a little bit here. So turn back time. Okay, so they're implying that they're reversing the aging here with this collagen peptides. And by the way, the word peptides does not denote anything special. Peptides are just subunits of proteins. So don't let the word peptides throw you and go, oh, ours has peptides and this one doesn't. Okay, it's peptides, proteins, just different ways to name things. A little bit of a nuance there. Won't go into that, but it does not denote size. But designed for head to toe anti-aging support. Okay, so whole body anti-aging support. Nothing specific there, but we can do that with vitamins. We can do that with antioxidants. We can do that by drinking enough water. Same thing. We can make the same claim, just so we're fleshing that out a little bit. Naturally derived collagen blends and promotes youthful looking skin. So promotes youthful skin and thick, healthy hair so you can look and feel your best. Okay. Does not say anything when we talked about the skin, compare and contrast, proven. So it did not use the word proven is not used here. And it does not say it's proven to reduce the appearance of wrinkles, fine lines, or creases. So these specific things, because there's measurements that they took with different types of aging instruments that they used in the studies that we're talking about with the kind of collagen that Jen was referring to earlier, the kind that we recommend versus this. So promotes these things as opposed to proven to do these things, decrease these things. Let's see here. Supports the whole body anti-aging effect. Okay. General, not really anything unique about that. We can do that with a lot of different things. Visibly decrease the appearance of lines, wrinkles, discoloration. So here they get a little bit, or they try to get a little bit more specific into these things, but they just say visibly decrease. There's nothing about proven again. That word sets everything apart. Nothing about proven to reduce these things, just visibly decrease. Okay. There's a lot of products out there. You can go to CVS. You can see things on TV. You can order from different companies that are mass marketed that can do something similar. Okay. Promotes firm and supple skin. Promotes. Okay. So because it has things in there, but it's not proven to amplify the hydration of the skin. And it says it uses a collagen matrix, providing, again, the head to toe support, including eyes, nails, hair, and gums. So again, nothing really specific here. We talked about reducing joint discomfort here in the United States, reducing stiffness, proven to do those things.
Nothing about joints, though.
Yeah.
Which, again, I feel like as we age, we all need that. So that is huge. I see medical grade thrown around a lot. What does medical grade mean? I see that.
I know, because I have a lot of people jumping in my inbox trying to get me to look at this. It's like, so you guys know medical grade there's nothing specific about that term. It's not a defined term, not here in the United States by the FDA. Pharmaceutical grade is. Okay. So if you're using the term medical grade, sounds good, right? When you hear it, like, oh, wow, that's got to mean something. It doesn't. It doesn't mean anything specific. It doesn't ensure the purity, the potency, or the effectiveness of the product. Those three things: purity, potency, effectiveness. Medical grade has no meaning. It just sounds flashy. That's all.
I love it. I'm just reading some other. Okay. Lots of questions going in the thing. Okay. So now I think we touched on this, but we do see a lot of products that are boosted with those amino acids, antioxidants. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, those things, right. We actually want to use those things to delay the breakdown of collagen. So that's good, because we get hit, going back to what we said, how do we age? Oxidation, dehydration, right? So oxidative stress, amino acids, antioxidants are good. We want those. We include those too with what we use. So we're slowing and we're protecting those collagen fibers. Think of this. Think of a collagen fiber, which is like rope, but think of it getting old and brittle, kind of like a tree branch. What happens? A tree branch that gets old and brittle, when a big storm comes, it can't really give and sway a lot like a young tree branch can really bend and flex. So what happens is it reaches that critical breaking point sooner. That's what we don't want in our collagen fibers, because that means that it will damage the tissue. Basically, you start to see those little things that start to snap and break in your body as the collagen fibers. Then we can start to see or feel that in our body. So antioxidants, amino acids, collagen support, they delay, mitigate the breakdown of those things, provided they're made well and they're pure and they don't have all kinds of other nasty gunk in there that we don't want. They can be of benefit, but they won't significantly elevate. That's what they don't do.
I love it. I love it. No, it's good. I'm just reading the comments too. Okay, I got one more label for us. Okay, so product number 3, again, company number 3, different line. They say this reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It improves skin moisture, elasticity, tone, and texture. Helps protect against the damaging effects of oxidative stress. Increases collagen density and combats collagen breakdown to help maintain firmness. Supports healthy, youthful-looking skin, hair, and nails. Now, actually, I did have someone reach out to me because this is a marine-based collagen. Okay. So I think let's touch on that as well, because, if you hit up, search engines and stuff, you can find a lot of things that would maybe want you to steer away from marine based, in my opinion, you guys. Let's maybe touch on that and those claims as well.
Right. Now, actually, this is a company that I had someone approach me in too. And we're not saying that everything doesn't do anything out there. We're not saying that. Guys, we're going to be completely fair here. We want to show you guys. So I said, this is actually a product that can they're big into science. They've done some studies. They've got the asterisks. So they show the clinical trial. So you can look at the quality of the trial. And that's great. And this uses a fish marine life collagen source is what they use. Yeah. And so they have some more specific claims here. And they actually go into, from the studies they post on here, the specific reduction in the wrinkles and things like that. However, we want the big bang. We want the full effect. So it's basically
I want it all.
Yeah, type 3 collagen. That's the challenge here with marine collagen. You're getting a little bit of one, mostly type 3 in the clinical studies do show that with type 3 you get a little bit of an elevation, but it plateaus quickly. Plateaus. You can't keep it going. And you miss the big amplification of types 1 and 2. And then there's no benefit from hyaluronic acid because it's a unique form of hyaluronic acid. So here are some things that they can make. You can get some benefit from this. People do notice some changes. I just want the most bang for my buck being a conscious consumer. I want something to go really far. That's the difference here, Jen. Back to you.
Well, yeah. Yeah. What about, you also hear a lot of things about I literally could eat fish every day of my life. It's my favorite thing to eat. Actually, my one of my healthcare professionals is like, you need to eat red meat. And I'm like, there's no fish. But you actually, even with that, I have to be careful about my source of the fish that I'm consuming, right? But wouldn't that kind of be the same with something, again, especially if you're ingesting it? Is the source of where these fish are from, is that a thing? Like, I always worry about mercury in the fish that I eat. Like, what is that as well? Like, I feel like that's a thing.
It's a huge thing, right? Because that just triggered a whole bunch of other things I could talk about with that. But yes, so heavy metal exposure through marine sources of collagen is a thing. And in my practice, I'm able to test for heavy metals. It's part of the functional screen test that I use through a urine component that looks at your minerals, but also toxic elements that are heavy metals to see how they're affecting you, what you're having. And that's one of the challenges that they're finding in these lower grade source, like from the throwaway parts of animals, throwaway parts of pigs, throwaway parts of cows, and then marine is where we can get other impurities in there that really adversely affect our metabolism. They can impact our nervous system. Heavy metals is one of them. Backing up to that brand number 2 we were talking about, that collagen brand number 2, I looked at a couple of their products. They use sucralose. Guys, sucralose, that is a no-no. That's banned in the EU, and it's still allowed here in the United States. I don't know what the Canada status, but the Canadian status is. I just did a reel about, if you want to look at my timeline, everything's public, about 3-4 weeks ago on sucralose and the negative impact on your body. You do not want to put that in there. There's studies that connect it to cancer. It ruins your gut microbiome. But we start to see that in there when there's a lot of rah around products. But when you see sucralose, we know that companies are hurting because they're adding cheap ingredients like that. That's a very cheap sweetener. It's a poor sweetener, and it is not good for your health. So you want to avoid that. But these are different things. This is why a clean label, third-party validated product for anything is essential, I believe.
Okay, let's segue into that. Again, I think this is huge. I think having the clinical studies, I think having certain safety ratings in your product, because as a consumer, it is difficult to know. Like, I've learned, again, with eating fish, I don't eat farmed fish. I eat wild as much as I can. I try and, all of those things, what you're putting inside you. And I think a lot of times too, when we're taking a supplement, you're actually ingesting it, and you need to be careful. So what besides, third-party testing, like what are some sort of great things to look for the safety of your product?
I think certainly, GMP here in the United States, which stands for Good Manufacturing Practices, having a facility, or at least the product, it's expensive to maintain that. So I know I work with different companies, and one of the companies I work with has a couple products, but we have this is what we're talking about here at this college. The whole facility is certified GMP. That means that they're allowing the FDA to select 3 watchdog agencies to come in and basically scrutinize, test everything from the raw ingredient phase to the manufacturing phase to the final product. They can open up final products, and they can start sampling. They can go to the assembly line, start pulling stuff out, testing the equipment that it goes through, like swabbing that, taking samples on the equipment, and then also the raw ingredients, to make sure that the company's not doing any hokey pokey and trying to get crappy, excuse my language, ingredients, but then filtering it out there and then running it through their process and saying it's cleaner. So again, GMP, good manufacturing practices, is really big. In Canada, they have more stringent regulations, so they're already surpassing that. Here in the United States, we got to be a little bit more careful. We have some other labels here, Safer Choice, which is a label from an independent organization, as well as an EWG here in the United States. That's Environmental Work Group. The collagen we use gets an A+ rating on their product, because EWG, if you've never heard of that, it's kind of like the EPA, but I think it's more thorough. It's more fair, and it really scrutinizes the products. It's basically apolitical. Okay, there's not going to be politics involved. They're going to go in there and scrutinize sunscreens. They scrutinize everything, and it's very accurate. So
And we have a sport blend of this that's NSF certified. So athletes who are, my girlfriend Christine, her daughter is like world competitive figure skater. They can use that product. And even it's my understanding, even to be manufacturing that product in our warehouse, they couldn't have you couldn't have another another product that even kind of like cross. I'm not looking. There's a word I'm looking for, but even to have the facility to have that NSF for that one product was like much higher than anything else.
Yeah.
We got
National Science Foundation. That makes so Olympic and pro athletes can take it, and there's no enhancing. They don't want any degrading ingredients, of course, nothing to degrade, but there's nothing that would illegally enhance their performance. So it's only natural enhancement.
Absolutely. And then there's the other sport one as well. There's NSF, and then there's another one that we have on some of our other products. So again, you guys, there's a whole lot, and my menopausal brain is not kicking in right now. Maybe someone can put it in the comments for me. Let's talk again about how we filter, like the microfiltered collagen source, because I think this is important for those people who are looking for that, toxicity, reduced toxicity, things that they're using.
Right. So they source the source that we use comes from a unique source. So it's micro filtered. So it really goes at the highest level of reducing impurities, because for me as a doctor, again, first, do no harm. I work with really, really ill people, and I work with really healthy athletes. They both want the same thing, but I can't be putting something in there that might give them a small benefit, one step forward to take 3 steps back. And another thing that I think is really huge, which really reaches out to people who are concerned, and also people in the medical community, is we have a toxicology study. How many collagen products, but how many products period have toxicology studies where subjects were given for 60 days, 30 times the normal dose with no adverse effects reported. So 60 days, 30 times the normal dose, no adverse reports. That's huge. So again, it goes back to getting those impurities removed to make something that's pure, safe, and effective.
I love it. One of my Canadian friends just also mentioned this, that in Canada, we have an NPN that is on the bottle. It's typed on every bottle, and it's a natural product number. And if I was buying a product, if it was shipped to Canada, I'd be making sure that was on there, right? You guys, make sure. And I've seen some that it's not on there. So that's another sort of way that it can protect you as the consumer. We've both been to the warehouse. The warehouse is also ISO 9000 certified. I mean, there's so many different things there. Let's switch gears and talk about hyaluronic acid, because this is one of our claims that blew me away. Again, coming from that skincare and makeup background, and I used great skincare, but switching my product line both topically and then using my ingestible, right, using my BioCell, it was amazing, the difference in my skin and all of my clients. But let's talk about how, again, our BioCell is proven to elevate HA by 6,000% in 28 days. And that's a study, you guys. Make sure you reach out to whoever shared this. Another huge, huge thing. And thank you. I am 51. I love it. Thank you, Keith. I love you. What a great guy. So let's talk about that. Increases hyaluronic acid, ladies.
Jen brought the thunder. Jen brought the thunder. She laid it out there. I can't say it any better, you guys. There is no therapy. There is no procedure. There's no medical procedure. There's no injection. There's no natural supplement. There's no cosmetic topical supplement or procedure. Nothing that can elevate or make the claim proven to elevate hyaluronic acid levels 6,000% at 28 days. Nothing. I don't know of anything that can elevate it 6,000% in 5 months or 10 months, which I would be hugely interested in before I saw this. And that is the low end. So again, reporting the low end here, because at the high end, they actually reached levels as high as 9,000% in 28 days, but we report conservative values here. So 6,000%. Again, guys, there's no procedure, nothing that can do that on the planet. I'm going to use a brand name because it's sold on TV, but the L'Oreal hyaluronic acid serum. These different things, they use what's called high molecular weight HA. Okay, it might come from a good source. It might come from a natural source. But again, if it's not modified for absorption, the kind that we're talking about here is called low molecular weight. It's been bio-optimized for absorption. so it can go out into your body and be absorbed and then elevate to the quantity that it is. And it's proven to do that. So this is a claim. Again, if you see any collagen product that's now adding hyaluronic acid in there because, again, of the copying, jumping on the bandwagon effect, well, again, they're not able to basically create low molecular weight because it's patented and it's protected. And therefore, they can't make that claim. So they're not having something that's going to give you that benefit. It's basically on the label to say, oh, there's hyaluronic acid in there. I know what that does. I'm going to take it because I'm hoping it will give me that benefit when we have something that's proven to do that. So
I love it. I love it. So you guys have a couple questions. I'll just quickly. We have Keith just asked about, do chiropractors use this? We have a lot of different medical professionals who, number one, use it, but promote it as well, right? So Dr. Phil, that's exactly what he is, and that's what he's doing all throughout the US and Canada. I just saw Victoria's like, I'm an esthetician, and he speaks the truth. She's saying, we have estheticians. We have, I have spa owners on my team. I have spa sales, medical, med spa equipment salespeople on my team. Like, we have a lot of people who kind of, that's their thing. And this is the product that was, attracted them all. So I'm gonna switch gears and talk about the promo. Okay, you guys. So first off, we don't put this on sale. And I will tell you, I've been doing this for almost 6 years, and I have had clients, probably some of them will be watching, who've been using this every single month for 6 years. Well, it'll be 6 years in August, so 2 more months. So every single month. And I always say, like, that speaks volumes, right? If someone's willing to use it. And I've had some pretty crazy stories. My whole family uses it with some of my clients who, it's just completely changed their life. And I always say, reach out, because a lot of it, we can share more with you, because I could talk literally all night about some of the cool stories. But, it's life-changing. And you think of someone that struggles, especially with the joint issues, right? And if you can help them, it's everything. And so we don't put this on sale. You don't see it on sale all the time, actually, literally never. But we do it on Black Friday. But typically on Black Friday, it's like a set package. And this is we have never done this, you guys. So what we're doing right now is you're actually getting the maximum discount that you can possibly get on this product, and free shipping.
Free shipping, yeah.
And free shipping, okay? And that actually locks in a discount for the next month, which is awesome. But maximum discount, okay, you guys, on this product that we will offer, and free shipping. So it actually starts tomorrow. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's the 18th, 19th, and 20th. So you're going to want to reach out to whoever shared this with you. Or if you're watching it on someone's wall, you can reach out and we can help you. Oh, you're so sweet, Tracy. But basically, here's the easiest way to describe it. You can build a bundle. Like, we have a lot of bundles that we can share with you. So a lot of people, like, my favorite, again, is I call it's the inside out. So Collagen 360, where I ingest this and I use the other line topically. That package, you guys, is like hundreds of dollars off. It's nuts. And free shipping, okay? So you could buy just the BioCell on its own in a package. You could do a couples package where you each get enough for the month, like his and hers. You could buy the one with the anti-aging line that I love. And then my other favorite is, I call it the Dynamic Duo, which is 1 bottle of this collagen and 1 bottle of our CLA collagen that actually helps for increasing lean muscle. I should have done some push-ups first, and lifting a lot of muscles, ladies. I'm just telling you, it helps lift things. So that one is really great for this time of year because you're getting both of those as well. So there are, and the pet, we haven't even talked about pet, but the pet collagen is on, which never goes on sale. And we have equine collagen. We should probably do a live one time about pet.
We have veterinarians. We have a lot of veterinarians that use
a lot of veterinarians on our team. Yes, it's
a lot of ways. It's a lot of ways. So many options here.
And what I love most about that is the animals can't lie about it, right? You can see the benefit.
Can't hype. Can't say this is the best thing ever. Pets don't come up running with their pet, paws in the air. Oh my gosh, check this out, Mom, Dad.
Oh, it helped my old golden retriever. Like, it gave her, she could do stairs again. It was wonderful. But so those are on. And again, that never goes on sale. Like, the equine never goes on sale ever. So if you know anyone with horses and you're watching this, just reach out because we will send you. So it's a very awesome sale, always while supplies last, you guys, because I can see things selling out because we don't do this, and it's going to be big. So you get the max discount that you will ever get on this product, a sale plus an additional discount, plus free shipping, 3 days only. It starts tomorrow. I always say get your orders in early before we sell out of something, because that could happen. And hopefully we've educated you a little bit on what to look for with your labels. Look for those clinical studies, get that research, read all of that. And again, I'm going to summarize it really quick. Remember, absorption is everything. Have they shrunk that molecule 150 to 200 times? And ask the person that. Ask them that. And if they're like, they probably haven't, right? Ask them about their HA. Ask them about their collagen source. Where is it sourced from? Is it clean? Is it something that you'd want to put in your body? Ask those questions. Ask for the clinical studies. Ask what it's proven to do. Ask for the Canada NPN number. And I would just say educate yourself, because 10 years ago when, Ozma Ishak launched this line, she was the only, such vision and pioneering of this product. And now everyone's trying to copy us. So there's a lot out there that makes it confusing. So make sure you share this. You can definitely share this on your wall if you found value in the education. You can always reach out to either one of us if you're not already hooked up with someone who can send you a code. And also, new people, if you've never ordered, you get an additional $10 off on top of all of those sales. So this is the big sale. It's insane. I've already got a pre-order list my arm long. And again, I always say we don't do this very often. So it's a great time to get started, a great time to commit to it and feel better, right? So, and Phil, do you have anything that you wanted to close with? I
think it was great. That was great. Thanks for hanging in there, you guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys, have a great evening. Take care and just reach out. Yeah. Everyone's like, equine. I know. It's on sale. Yeah, that's it. Never is on sale. Never is on sale. All right. Take care, guys. Jennifer Piper Kennedy and Dr. Phil Sledz are signing off. See you later.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, you guys.